Chapter 2, Perspective Shift, Developing the Desire to Change. Now that your awareness has been awakened, what's next? From the firsthand experience, I know from how overwhelming this awakening part can feel on its own. As a matter of fact, this feeling can actually be quite deceiving if you're not ready to follow up with action. You've probably heard this from numerous motivational speakers. Knowledge alone isn't enough. Being aware that you need to change will not automatically translate to acting on that awareness. Have you ever looked at your career trajectory and asked yourself, what if? Maybe you've worked hard for many years and haven't found the fulfillment that you crave. It's interesting that most people have a desire for a specific career early on in life, and you're probably one of them. Unfortunately, the education system and society at large has placed an unhealthy expectation on people to know what they want to do for the rest of their lives at a young age. What's even more unfortunate is that this mindset has produced millions of unhappy, disconnected, and unfulfilled professionals in the workforce today. Now, this isn't always the case for everyone. Maybe you're in a dream career, but now you've hit a plateau, and you're aware that you've hit that plateau. Let's go back to the ADKAR model and talk about the D, which stands for desire. I want you to think of desire as the gas in your car. You've got the map, which is awareness, but without the gas, you're not going anywhere. The obvious thing to do would be to get gas, right? So, in the context of your profession, what is this proverbial gas? It's desire. To participate in and support the change is the second step in this model. Recognizing the need for change is one thing, but genuinely wanting it is a whole nother ballgame. Your awareness should lead to this desire to make a difference in your personal life and in your work. Otherwise, it means nothing. Cultivating the seeds of desire. Can you remember the last time you felt truly passionate in your professional life? What is it about this activity that makes you feel so good? I believe once you answer these questions, the desire for action will be birthed within you. As someone who is actively engaged in the education sector, I constantly feel fulfilled when I play a hand in bringing much needed change to an educator or to a student's life. I'm very passionate about education. Not to brag, but I won the Bay District School Social Studies Teacher of the Year Award for 2017-2018 school year. And it's one of the most proudest moments of my life. One of my main goals in life is to improve student performance in secondary and higher educational institutions. This is one of the seeds of desire I cultivated in my own life. The field of education is quite broad, so I know I can't do absolutely everything to bring change, even though I wish I could. And that's the lesson here. Too often, our dissatisfaction and disconnection is born from the feeling like we're supposed to be much further along than we are, or feeling like we've done too much and there's no reward in it. Again, recognizing that we need change and actually taking the steps to bring about this change are different things. If you do not have the desire yet, you need to cultivate it. Our strongest desires are rooted in what we like to call intrinsic motivators, which is the internal sense of satisfaction and fulfillment we gain within ourselves while doing something specific, regardless of the external factors involved. Identifying your intrinsic motivators. There are very few scientifically tested scales that can help you identify your intrinsic motivators. We will focus on 3 of these scales as they are the most common and backed by researchers. These scales are used in various countries around the world, as well as various industries. Scale number 1, the WEIMS. That's WEIMS. Work extrinsic and intrinsic motivational scale. This is a fantastic 18-item scale designed to consider both the internal and external factors that motivate us. The intrinsic part of the WEIMS helps pinpoint what aspects of your work truly fulfill you. WEIMS has been rigorously studied and used across various countries and industries, making it a reliable way to understand our inner drivers. By understanding these internal drivers, you can start to seek out roles or projects that align more closely with what inherently motivates you. Number 2. The Multidimensional Work Motivation Scale, or the MWMS. As the name suggests, this scale provides a comprehensive view of what motivates us at work. It distinguishes between intrinsic motivations, like passions for work, and extrinsic motivations, such as rewards or recognitions. This tool helps you understand the broader spectrum of your motivational landscape, allowing you to make more informed decisions about your career trajectory based on what genuinely drives you. In other words, it helps you explore why we work beyond just earning a paycheck. Number 3, work-related flow inventory, or WOLF, or WOLF. This scale focuses on identifying when and how you achieve a state of flow at work, which is a state of consciousness when you're completely absorbed in what you're doing. Achieving flow is associated with higher productivity and creativity. Not to mention, it feels pretty good. This tool can help you pinpoint the conditions that facilitate this optimal experience, enabling you to seek out or create work situations that bring out your best. These scales are just a few of many that were created to give you insight into what truly drives you. Whether it's desire for professional growth, the need to contribute to something meaningful, or finding the joys and the challenges of your work. Recognizing your intrinsic motivators can transform your approach to your career. This may even motivate you to expand your horizons to, dare I say, branch out into something different. This means that once you're aware of what internally drives you, you can begin to align your professional life with these motivations. This might mean pursuing new opportunities that offer growth that you crave, shaping your current career to better match your motivators, or even redefining success on your own terms. Setting meaningful professional goals. I hope your desire has been ignited, because now it's time to channel those desires into action by setting meaningful professional goals. Goals that simply check boxes won't provide the same level of motivation as those aligned with your core values and aspirations. This is one of the things I help people with in the coaching and motivational speaking side of my career. I've met and connected with thousands of people over the years, and I have a common thread that I found in people's struggle to set meaningful professional goals. The key word is meaningful. You see, setting goals isn't just about deciding you want to achieve something by a certain date. It's about ensuring these goals resonate with you and who you are and what you truly want in your life. When your goals align with your intrinsic motivators, the drive to achieve them comes from a deeper place. That's when you find yourself pursuing goals, not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to do what brings you fulfillment. Of course, we have to break this down to a framework. Just saying, setting meaningful goals means nothing, especially if you don't know where to begin. One of the interesting and effective methods that I've used over the years is SMART, the SMART goal formula. This framework is based off Peter Drucker's concept, management by objectives, and has evolved over the years. You're probably familiar with this model as it is taught in high schools, higher education, business seminars, and marketing classes. If this is a new concept for you, the SMART goal formula, that's SMART, the SMART goal formula is a powerful and effective method for setting clear and achievable objectives. It's a strategy I often discuss in my coaching sessions because it provides a straightforward framework that can transform your goals into actionable and measurable plans. However, that we've added the intrinsic motivators to the mix, let's break down what SMART stands for and how you can apply it in setting your professional goals. However, this time I want you to create a new SMART goal through the lens of your intrinsic motivators. Number 1, S. S stands for specific. Your goal should be clear and well-defined. Instead of saying, I want to advance in my career, try, I want to earn a promotion to a specific position within the next 2 years, and these steps I will take to make this happen. Yes, the promotion isn't guaranteed, but the steps you take will put you in a great position to receive other potential better opportunities. The key is specificity. Lay it all out there as you envision it, because this will also help you recognize the steps you've already taken to get where you need to be and to guide you on where to go next. It's like using a GPS. If you're not specific about your destination, the GPS will still take you to that area or a city, but it will route you to a landmark or to the city hall or not to the actual street and where you need to go. So be specific with your destination and your GPS. The M. M stands for measurable. You need a way to track your progress. How will you know that you've achieved your goal if you don't keep track of it? I like to make my goals measurable by including numbers, deadlines, or other important facts. For example, I want to increase my team's sales by 20% within the next 6 months. A. A is for achievable. Your goal should stretch you, but it also needs to be realistic. Take stock in your skill set, the resources, and your circumstances. Setting a goal to become the CEO within a year might be a bit ambitious if you're just starting out in your career. It's not impossible, but certainly improbable. R. R stands for relevant. Your goals should be relevant to your overall objectives and aspirations at that stage of your life. It should align with your values and contribute to your long-term vision. You know, by now, I use my experiences as examples. If you know me, you know I'm passionate about crafting practical strategies to assist and connect communities, organizations, institutions, and even individuals. This is me today. This was not me 10 years ago. To put it plainly, my goals have grown and shifted as my vision and objectives have grown and changed. And T stands for time bound. Finally, give yourself a deadline. A goal without a deadline is just a dream without direction. Setting a time frame creates a sense of urgency and will help you stay focused. For example, I will complete my project management certification within the next 6 months. I want to take this a step further and say, add a why to it. The reason behind it will constantly fuel your desire on those days when you feel like giving it all up. Setting meaningful goals is just as much about the journey as it is the destination. I distinctly remember setting all my grand goals when I took over as the head weightlifting coach. I was a man with a plan. As you already know, that plan actually worked, and I achieved what many only dreamed of at a young age. We were able to build Marlon's success through the sweat and the sacrifice of our athletes, coaches, and communities. Whether it was technical practices, covering technical lifts, competing at various meets and tournaments, or local fundraising, we all shared a part in the sweat equity of building a championship team. So yes, I achieved my goals. I hit all my milestones. In fact, I went above and beyond what I even imagined I could, and at the end of it all, I still felt empty, stressed, and pressured to replicate this success. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I need you to understand just how fundamental this is to your professional happiness. In retrospect, a meaningful goal for me would have been winning the championship, but also getting a lot of rest in the meantime. Another one could have been giving as much time to my family as I did my athletes. Because my mindset was fixated on a toxic sense of success, my goals had a similar one-track mind. The connection between your mindset and your goals. Your mindset, in its essence, is the lens through which you view your career and its challenges. It's the lens through which you view everything in life, really. It shapes every decision, influences how you respond to every failure, and also how you deal with success. The way you think, feel, and believe about your abilities and potential directly affects how you set and achieve your professional goals. Our deepest fears and doubts can be so ingrained that we accept them as part of who we are. After all, our brains are wired to resist change. We are inherently creatures of habit. You're not weird or lazy for resisting change, but if you desire change, you have to consciously fight through these thoughts and see the bigger picture. A recent study by Gallup found that the job satisfaction in the United States is at an all-time low, with a staggering 60% of workers admitting that they felt detached from work. This is why there have been more and more voluntary resignations. Of course, there are several reasons why that we've been discussing in this book, but the one I want to highlight right now is the loss of passion. This is best explained by what we know, or what has become known as quiet quitting, which is a term coined in a TikTok video by a corporate recruiter named Brian Creeley. This is a term that refers to a phenomenon where employees put in very minimal effort as they go through their workdays because they are actively disengaged and often waiting for a way out of their jobs. What's even more concerning is the study conducted by Gallup revealed that an estimated 50% of the workforce are classified as quiet quitters. As a person who has made it my life's mission to encourage and uplift people by instilling confidence, resilience, and competency in them, this is one of the things that saddens me the most, but also what motivates me to keep working hard to reach more people. The loss of passion is a silent career killer. It creeps up on you, and it often goes unnoticed until it's too late. I've met people who said, "What's wrong with me? I just don't love my job anymore, and I don't know why." Your mindset is clouded by negativity and a rigid routine or lack of mental stimulation, and the passion of your work can start to fade. I do want to clarify that this loss of passion isn't just about feeling bored or uninterested. Once again, it goes back to those intrinsic motivations we spoke about. Let's dig deeper into this. Your mindset plays a pivotal role in maintaining or reigniting your passion for your work. If you approach your career with a growth mindset, remember this, you're more likely to find and sustain your passion. But why? Because your mindset keeps you curious and willing to put the pedal to the metal. Look, it's healthy and necessary to ask these questions. We've all been there, wondering if there might be something more fulfilling out there. This questioning is healthy and necessary, and it's also a call to action. It's a signal that it's time to reevaluate your career, your goals, and most importantly, your mindset. If you find yourself in this position, feeling detached and passionless, like the person I spoke to, ask yourself these questions. When was the last time I truly felt excited at work? What has changed since then? Is it the work itself, the environment, or is it my attitude? More often than not, you'll find out that the root of the problem lies in your mindset and how it's influencing your perception of your career. The good news is mindsets can be changed. Remember, we're building here. We're going somewhere. It starts with awareness, and then you've got to cultivate the desire for change. You have to genuinely desire this change. This means from now on, you've got to challenge yourself more than before. Or maybe you have to set new professional goals or find opportunities to expand your knowledge or your skill set. Your passion will change. And that's just a fact. Those dreams you had when you were 8 aren't the dreams that you had when you were 18. So you have to accept that your passion will change as your life changes. When it comes to mindsets, you can find it, then lose it, and then find it again. But with the right mindset, you'll never feel lost. So, when we talk about desire, I need you to ingrain it in your mind that effort feeds desire and desire feeds progress. I think you should write that down or print it out in big bold letters and stick it on the wall somewhere. Effort feeds desire and desire feeds progress. Without the right mindset, effort can feel like a tax rather than an investment. If you believe in the value of this effort and the potential it has to bring you closer to your passion, your desire to create change will be cultivated. Overcoming mental barriers. Overcoming mental barriers in your career and life is often one of the most challenging yet transformative processes we undergo. All of us have built some type of wall around ourselves, mostly for self-preservation. For example, there's always that one colleague who just seems unapproachable. They hardly talk, they don't smile, don't need advice, nothing. On the surface level, we view them as toxic. But if you dig a little deeper, what you'll find might actually be fear or insecurity. The thing with mental barriers that should be spoken more about is how they physically affect us. The effects often first appear as something obvious, like a headache, muscle aches, or even fatigue. Because we're so used to powering through, we often brush it off until it completely knocks us down. I experienced this firsthand. After the 2013 season, I started having bladder issues that completely stumped my doctor. Despite seeing 3 specialists and undergoing 3 procedures, we discovered burst blood vessels in my bladder walls, likely caused by stress or even a poor diet. My frequent restroom episodes scared the living daylights out of me, making me realize I couldn't help anyone if I wasn't available, or worse, non-existent. So I made the tough decision to step away. Let's be clear here. I'd never been one to quit. Admitting I need to step away wasn't a sign of quitting. It was me acknowledging the true change and living aligned with my purpose required a necessary reassessment of my health. Overexertion and placing too much value on achievements had taken a toll, not just mentally, but now physically. I was no longer productive or engaged because I had neglected self-care and personal growth. This experience taught me the importance of self-evaluation and determination to thrive without compromising my health for the sake of accomplishments. It's a lesson in the critical need for awareness and action regarding our mental and physical well-being. This is the core message of this chapter. Awareness without desire to change is meaningless. Recognizing the issue without taking deliberate steps to solve is like receiving a diagnosis and continuing to live a lifestyle that is harmful for your health. True desire is when we shift from passive acknowledgement to active engagement in seeking meaningful, sustained change in your professional life.